Hey, welcome to Rusty Boat. A couple weeks ago I made a hori-hori for my wife, the Queen. It was made out of a billet of several hundred layers of steel. But what happened was, when I made it, I found that it had some delams in it. And I worked it all through and everything, but I just wasn't happy with it, so I'm not going to give it to her. What I have is a piece of a tall crowbar that good tool steel, and I've ground around the edges just to make sure it's not going to be cold chunks or anything. And I'm going to turn this into a hori-hori, and it's going to have a clay temper and all that, and it's going to be good. So stay tuned. All right, the first thing I got to do is normalize this so it's workable and not retaining that same level of hardness that it has currently. I'll put that back later, but I got to be able to shape this and not damage the steel. So. Okay, now I'm just going to let that slowly cool. Readjust the crystals. Thanks, man. Had to throw that truck in there. I know you did. Just for me. I got some clay that I'm building the Queen a garden building, and you get down about a foot below the soil, and you get some nice clay here. So I'm going to use this clay in place of my other clay to, oh, that's a stone. I'm going to use this clay in place of my other clay so that, in making the mixture, the clay, stone, and charcoal for the clay tempering. Because I thought it'd be a little extra special to have it clay tempered and clay that came from her actual garden. So, more on that later. got a little shorter by that much. Okay, it is normalizing, and once it's cool, I'm going to clay it up, and then I'm going to do the quench. Okay, I have it clayed up, and in a minute I'm going to put it in for the quench. This will get sanded after the fact. Just putting in these grooves. Get some good paint down in the grooves there, and I'll sand everything afterwards. Okay, so what I have here is the Hori-hori I made last week that I am not going to give the queen because it's not up to par, and the one I made this week. The one I made last week has some delams in it, and so it's functional, but I don't like that it has the delams. This is like a couple hundred layers of steel, but it just turned out not to be as good as I thought it was going to be. So even though I worked it out into a usable tool, that's not going to be one for her birthday. But this one, being made out of tool steel, turned out pretty decent. Slight warp, banana warp to it, but she'll actually be happy with that, I think, because she liked that in the one that I made for my neighbor. So I think that'll be fine. I think the lines and the numbers came out better too. And obviously I handled it, and that I didn't put that in the video, the making of that, because I've done that before, and I'll do it again, another time. But I just wanted to get this done because my time for making this for her birthday is running out. So, but I think this will be pretty good, and I've got a sheath that I made for it also. So that is where things stand right now. Hey, thanks for hanging out. The Hori-hori turned out pretty decently. It's got the inch marks and the numbers laid out. It has serrated edge and a bladed edge. And it's got a nice comfortable grip. And it's got an ever so slight banana warp to it. Not a big deal. It won't interfere with anything, and it will be perfectly functional in the garden. It also, I don't know if you can see it or not, this has a homing from the clay temper. And not only that, but the clay I used in the clay mixture for the clay temper was from about 1.5 feet beneath me. I was digging a hole and I found some clay, so I grabbed that and used it, and the charcoal dust is from our fire pit. So the only thing that I didn't take from the land is the stone dust, but that's quite all right. So so that is that. I think she'll be pleased. So, all right, next week on other things. Hope you all had a good week, and I'll see you on the other side of this one. You stay well. Be good.